This tutorial demonstrates the proper operation and preparation of the Bridgman furnace. Part 1 is removing the anti-shock material out of the furnace. First, open the top lid of the furnace. The internal chamber will be filled with anti-shock insulating material. Carefully remove all of this material from the furnace chamber. Next, remove the ceramic brick located inside the chamber. Beneath the ceramic brick, an anti-shock protection tube will be visible. Then remove this tube slowly and with care. Note that the components shown here are illustrative examples. The actual anti-shock tube used is longer, thicker, and more robust. After removal, close the ceramic brick and secure the top lid. Ensure the chamber is completely empty and free of any insulating or materials before proceeding. Next, the power connection procedure for the Bridgman furnace is as follows. Use the supply power cord, connect one end to the power inlet on the furnace. Connect the other end to a standard 220 volts AC wall socket. Important: the electrical socket or circuit must be rated for at least 16 amperes. Although the furnace can operate on a 10A or 15A, it is strongly recommended to use a minimum 16A rated outlet for safe and stable operation. To connect the power cord to the furnace, use the larger end of the power cord. Align the cell-shaped ground pin with the corresponding L-shaped slot in the furnace power inlet. Insert the plug fully and securely into the inlet. While the other end, connect it with standard 220 volt socket. Part 3. Temperature and motor controllers. After the power is connected, both the temperature controller and motor controller will display the welcome screen. After about 3 seconds, the normal operating screens will appear. On the temperature controller screen, both temperature sensors initially display room temperature. The red indicator corresponds to the hot zone sensor upper core, while the blue indicator corresponds to the cold zone sensor lower core. The motor controller displays its normal operating screen, with the main menu showing 3 options. The interface has 4 green navigation buttons for menu operation: up, down button, navigate upward and downward, select button, confirm choice, and escape button, return to the main menu. From the main menu, first option is slow mode. For growth, speed is in mm/h. The second one is fast mode, to adjust the position of the ampoule. To operate in fast mode, select the option. Then use the toggle switch to run the motor upward or downward. The speed in this mode is fixed at 0.3 mm/s. The motor controller screen also displays the distance that traveled by the motor in millimeters. To stop the motor, return the toggle switch to the neutral middle position. Additionally, an LED inspection light is provided. To observe the ampoule inside the furnace, press the button once to turn the light on. Press it again to turn the light off. Part 4. Limit switches. The motor is equipped with 2 limit switches, one at the top and one at the bottom, to prevent the motor from operating beyond its safe travel range. When the toggle switch is up, the motor rotates upward. If the mechanism reaches the top limit switch, the top indicator will illuminate, the motor will stop immediately, and a warning message will appear on the controller screen. To clear the warning and resume operation, first, return the toggle switch to the middle position. Second, operate the motor in the opposite direction to move away from the activated limit switch. After putting the ampoule containing the powder inside the furnace, use the Adjust Position mode to set the correct initial position. Move the ampoule into the hot zone for melting. Once melting is complete, reposition the ampoule to a lower position near the observation window to allow clear viewing of the solid-liquid interface. To adjust the position, select Adjust Position mode and operate the toggle switch to move the ampoule upward or downward. The motor status running or stopped is displayed on the screen. After finish, switch to the temperature controller for the temperature program setup. Using the touch pen for precision, navigate as follows: menu, then program, then pattern. This section allows optimization of the temperature profile, which is critical for successful crystal growth. The controller supports multiple patterns. Pattern 1 is shown here as an example. To select a different pattern, e.g., pattern 2 for material B, use the down arrow to switch patterns. This is an example of the pattern that was used to grow cesium iodide. Segment 1. Heat channel 1 to 685 Celsius and channel 2 to 655 Celsius over 10 hours. If a thermocouple is used to measure inside the cores, the resulting temperature profile will appear as follows. The x-axis represents temperature, and the y-axis represents height. When you run the pattern, the temperature will ramp gradually from room temperature to approximately 700 C over 10 hours and 30 minutes. Here are the zones inside the cores. These are the positions of the temperature sensors. Segment 2. Reduce temperatures in both zones to establish and position the solid-liquid interface precisely at the observation window. Then move the ampoule to the window zone for the best observation. Segment 3. Holding segment. Maintain stable temperature. While holding the temperature, we use the motor growth mode. Slowly move the ampoule downward to grow the crystal. Example: 99 hours approximately equals 4 days. The hold button on the main screen can also be used to maintain constant temperature. Final segment, cool down to room temperature. Over approximately 50 hours to days. If more than 4 segments are required, use the down arrow to access additional pages. After completing the pattern setup, return to the main menu and press Run to start the heating. During operation, switch to the second screen. To monitor target temperature, elapsed time, remaining time, and power output. Percentage of maximum capacity is shown here. Typically, reaching 700 Celsius requires less than 50% of maximum heater power. Required time for the segment is shown here. while the elapsed time will be shown here. The third screen displays the temperature profile as a real-time graph. The graph can be adjusted using the 6 hidden control buttons. Right button, zoom and reduce division. Left button, zoom out. Upper center button, increase y-axis range. Lower center button, decrease y-axis range. Top button, scroll graph upward. Bottom button, scroll graph downward. The detail is shown here. Part 6. Ampoule hanging. After sealing the ampoule, attach it to the hanging wire or rod, and suspend it from the support bar. This part can be fixed using tape or a bolt and nut. Note that the example shown uses a shortened hanging wire for demonstration purposes. In actual operation, the wire length should be adjusted according to the required position of the ampoule. This hanging wire is made of nickel-chromium alloy. The small tying wire is platinum. The top of the ampoule is sealed in a hat shape to form a reliable hook. The end of the hook rod should be covered with insulating material to prevent electrical leakage. Any alternative materials may be used if they have a melting point exceeding 1000 Celsius. Thank you for your watching.